Hi friends, eclipse is a very common process that happens every year around the Earth's atmosphere. During every eclipse, we get several do's and don'ts from different people around us. Some sound logical, but most have no common sense and clarity. People have relied upon superstition for their beliefs and have developed myths about solar eclipses. 21st June 2020 UAE saw this year's partial solar eclipse. In India, it was a full eclipse, and my grandmother called us early morning with strict instructions like not to cook, not to eat, not to go out, and a lot of other stuff. My name is Ritwik Saini from Raffles World Academy. In this video, I'll clear the various superstition and myths about eclipses and explain the fascinating process of the massive geostationary bodies around the Earth. Before we get into myth and superstition, let's try to understand the science behind the solar eclipse. Eclipses are one of the spectacular events that one can witness in his lifetime, but several superstitions and myths prevent people to enjoy a wonderful natural phenomenon outside our Earth. According to NASA, an eclipse takes place when one heavenly body, such as a moon or planet, moves into the shadow of another heavenly body. There are two types of eclipses: an eclipse of the sun called the solar eclipse. In this, the moon blocks the light of the sun from reaching the earth. During the eclipse, the moon casts a shadow on earth. An eclipse of the an eclipse of the moon called the lunar eclipse. In this eclipse, the earth blocks the light of the sun from the moon. Earth's shadow is reflected on the full moon. Solar eclipses happen once every year, every 18 months. Unlike lunar eclipses, solar eclipses only last for a few minutes. There are three types of solar eclipses. Partial solar eclipse. This happens when the sun, moon, and earth are not exactly lined up. The sun appears to have a dark shadow only on a small part of its surface. An annual solar eclipse. An annual eclipse happens when the moon is farthest from the earth. Because the moon is farther away from the earth, it seems smaller. It does not block the entire view of the sun, but the moon in front of the sun looks like a dark disk on top of a large sun-colored disk. This creates what looks like a ring around the moon. Total solar eclipse. A total solar eclipse is only visible from a small area on Earth. The people who see the total eclipses are in the center of the moon's shadow when it hits the Earth. The sky becomes very dark as if it were night. For a total eclipse to take place, the sun, moon, and earth must be in a direct line. So, what happens during the eclipse? During the eclipse, the moon casts two shadows on earth. The first shadow is called the umbra. This shadow gets smaller as it reaches the earth. It is the dark center of the moon's shadow. The second shadow is called the penumbra. The penumbra gets larger as it reaches the earth. The people standing in the penumbra will see a partial solar eclipse. The people standing in the umbra will see a total solar eclipse. So, what are the common myths about the eclipse? One of the common myths is that the pregnant woman should not watch an eclipse because it can harm the baby. The belief is related to the false idea that harmful radiations are emitted during a total solar eclipse. This is not true because the electromagnetic radiation from the corona seen as light is perfectly safe. Some people also believe that eclipses will poison any food that is prepared during the event. Scientists Scientists say it is perfectly safe to eat, drink, and carry out daily activities during the eclipse. The only danger is when one views it with naked eyes. Another belief, and a classical one, is that eclipses are harbingers of something very bad that is about to happen. This is more psychological than scientific because people remember bad times but forget all the other times when bad things did not happen. Another baseless myth is solar eclipses 6 months after. If the solar eclipse is 6 months after your birthday or on your birthday, there's a sign of an impending bad health. There is no physical relationship between the total eclipse and your health. This is a belief among astrologers and once again is only supported by confirmation bias. Scientists also point out a common belief that there are no solar eclipses at Earth's north or south pole. This is not true. There is nothing especially unique about these locations from an astronomical standpoint, pointing out that the last total eclipse viewed from the North Pole area was on March 20th, 2015. The passed right over the North Pole itself. The last solar eclipse viewed from the South Pole area was on November 23rd in 2002. Let's see some ancient beliefs about the eclipse which gave the rise of superstition. Many cultures viewed it as a period during which the sun or the moon is being attacked by an animal or a demon. Vikings, Korean, Chinese, and many others imagined an animal eating the sun and excreting the sun out from the other end. They used to think there is a great animal in the sky. To threaten the animal, people even pelted stone at animals on earth, made noises, used drums to scare the demons away. Eskimos turned their utensils upside down to prevent bad influences from falling into their cooking. West Africans gathered in open spaces to urge the shadow to leave the sun. American Indians thought the sun lost some of its power and hence sent burning arrows in the direction of the sun to rekindle it. Japanese lit fire and displayed shiny jewels to compensate for the dulling of the sun. There are also evidence that around 585 BC, an eclipse predicted earlier occurred during a war between the Medians and the Lydians. They called off the war and declared peace. None of the above has any basis or fact. According to Professor M.N.V. Vaya, NMIMS said there is no religious text that claims that eclipses are dangerous. They're mere superstition created by people who are scared of the eclipse. On the contrary, we can even see how eclipses have been beautifully discussed in ancient literature. He also said no scriptures recommend hiding away during its occurrence. One should have more faith and understanding about the work of the universe and not be carried away by superstitions, he said. He explained that unlike the common belief, the sun does not spend any special radiations during the eclipse. Even though we call it a solar eclipse, the sun is completely unaware of its occurrence. The sun is too big to be bothered about where the moon's shadow falls. We do not get to see many eclipses in our lifetime, and hence we should not miss this rare opportunity that occurs every 18 months. We should not waste it by hiding in the house and staying hungry, fearing myths being imposed on us. So is eclipse really dangerous? The scientists say the solar eclipse is dangerous because the sun rays output more power than our eyes can handle. This can lead to damage to the back part of the eye, the retina. The sunlight has ultraviolet rays UVA, B, and C, of which B and C are absorbed by the cornea, the front part of the eye, and lens. UVA rays can damage the retina and potentially lead for blindness. If your eye is exposed to the sun without proper eye protection during a solar eclipse, it can lead to eclipse blindness or retinal burns called as solar retinopathy. This damage can be temporary or permanent and occurs with no pain. Therefore, it is not recommended to view it by smartphone, regular sunglasses, camera viewfinder, unsafe filters. All of these items can increase your risk of damaging your eyes. It is safer readily to available eclipse views which are available online and may be safe to watch the celestial movement. There is no need to fear from the solar eclipse. It is a natural phenomenon which occurs frequently in the celestial bodies. We have scientific evidence to prove that we are part of the larger ecosystem beyond our Earth. We need to take precautions while watching the eclipse and use UV glasses to protect our eyes. These are some websites I used for the information I had collected. In the end here are some beautiful pictures of the last solar eclipse on June 21st, 2020, as viewed in UAE. I hope you liked my video. Thank you.